Today, I want to dive right in and I want to go into a discussion about it's something that I think I've always spoken about it in the context of different conversations that I've had with different people all over the world, anytime, any place, any culture. It's always about success and moving forward. And I'm like, what does that really mean? You know what I mean? Like, what exactly does moving forward mean? Hey, welcome to another video. Welcome to the Bajo channel. This is the home of self-care, wellness, beauty, and every and anything that will help you to become the greatest and most powerful version of you. Today, I want to dive right in and I want to go into a discussion about it's something that I think I've always spoken about it in the context of different conversations that I've had with different people all over the world, anytime, any place, any culture. It's always about success and moving forward. And I'm like, what does that really mean? You know what I mean? Like, what exactly does moving forward mean? And what I've realized is that everybody have their different definition of what moving forward looks like. And for me, moving forward is me being in God's will for what he has put me on this earth to do. If I'm moving forward in that, I'm feeling I am successful. Because prior to me understanding that, I was just kind of thinking that maybe if I finish doing this project or this program, or maybe if I make this amount of money or that, I'm successful. But I always felt empty and I always felt void afterwards. So I understood in my life that me being successful is directly correlated with God's purpose for me. That's where I am. And so you have to find what it is for you and not being thrown and tossed around by everybody's definition and everybody's explanation of what success and moving forward looks like. Because what happens is we get anxious. We start to go through this level of anxiety because after years and years of pursuing certain things, you realize that it's nothing. It's like chasing after the wind. It's chasing after the wind. You're never gonna, it's like even when you get it, it's like you still have this emptiness and this void that kind of leaves you like, okay, so what's next? What I want to discuss today is the fact that even though you're moving forward, once you define and you decide what your success looks like, right? There's always going to be challenges. I've noticed that at like a young age, like whenever I have my mind focused to do something, whatever it may be, I'm always met with challenges. And I used to ask, like, why is it that when I'm focused and I'm moving forward, that there's always challenges? Well, it never can be smooth sailing. And a lot of times I used to get discouraged as a young girl. But as I've grown in my life, I understand that certain things are a part of the equation. It's like certain equations, this equation of life, this equation of our existence, challenges and obstacles are part of it. And it makes the attainment of whatever goal you're trying to reach even that much more great and more fulfilling. I wanted to share with you a few things and a few ways in terms of our self-care journey. Because remember, all of these things that we're going through, all of these things that we're trying to attain, everything that we're working towards, you still have to take care of yourself. That's when we get lost. Because you're having challenges and because you're having issues, because you have so many different things going on in your life, it's like, what happens to our self-care journey? What happens to our focus on ourselves? And that's one of the reasons why we even started this channel, is because we always get lost. Our whole journey, our whole focus, it gets lost, thrown down the pipe somewhere. And it's like, the reason I love this so much, I love the idea of self-care, because you always have the opportunity to kind of pull yourself back, reel yourself back in, and understand that no matter what I'm doing, no matter where I want to go, I'm the vehicle. The vehicle has to be maintained. It has to be cared for. It has to be rest. It has to rest. It has to recharge in order for you to even keep going. In order for you to keep going, you have to make sure that you recharge. And I don't know what happens, but we kind of have a tendency to lose that. We lose that. Like, we're gone. You trying to get to the goal, but you forgot about maintaining the vehicle that's going to get you there. And so I want to share just a little something with you about trying to move forward in the face of different obstacles. The first thing I wanted to discuss with you is that no matter what it is that you are attaining to, no matter where you're going, you have to learn how to accept certain things and adapt. It's acceptance and adaptance. Because if you can't accept the different challenges that's coming, right, you're going to be stuck. And adaptation is just learning how to pivot and move like on a different level of like when you are met with challenges, you have to learn to say, hey, okay, I plan to do it this way, but obviously it's not working that way. So now I have to make some type of shifts and I have to move somehow in order for this thing to continue to progress. Acceptance and adaptation is one of the most important part of your success journey. You have to learn how to keep pushing and learn how to put yourself first no matter what. It sounds so selfish every time I say that, but I have learned that is the least selfish ideal that you could ever adopt, because if you do not take care of yourself, every project is going to be lackluster. Every attempt to even care for your family at your greatest level is going to fall. It's going to fall and it's going to miss the mark every single time because you're not 100%. And so when these challenges begin to come, you have to learn how to say, okay, this is what it is. This is what it is. This is what it's going to be. And at the end of the day, right, I'm still going to move forward. I'm still going to get up and pray. I'm still going to go to the gym and exercise. I'm still going to plan my meal. Like, when you stop the care of yourself, like you're literally threatening the success of that goal. You have to be first no matter what. You have to be first no matter what. No matter how selfish that sounds, it is the least selfish thing that you could ever do. Because if I put myself first, then I could give my 100% to every pursuit that I am attaining after right now. Acceptance and adaptation. And here's the thing. Flexibility is all about adaptation. Sometimes being flexible, you don't know how that thing is going to have to bend. You don't know how you're going to have to bend, which way you're going to have to go. But being the idea of coming into any pursuit with flexibility, it makes you the perfect candidate for adaptation. The whole goal, you have to reach your goal. Later about what way it couldn't go according to plan. Very little things go according to plan. You know how many people get married and have children? And they say, hey, I might get married and I'm going to have the house and the 2 cars and the 2.5 kids and the white picket fence. Do you know all of the variables that's inside of there? Even when you see people who actually are doing it, or it look like they're doing it in our standpoint, it look like they're doing it, they're making it. Do you know all the variables and all of the different variables and issues and problems and like just dead ends that they face, but they have made up their mind that this is what they're going to do? It's going to be challenges no matter what. Make up your mind that, okay, it's a part of it. I tell my grandchildren all the time, they be like, Grandma, but I can't. I give them like little math problems, or we'll do like spelling words or different things like that. And they're like, Grandma, but I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm like, but you can though. You got to figure this out. How you going to figure it out? I don't know. Figure it out. I'm teaching them early. Figure this thing out. It's no stop. That don't even exist. What are you talking about? One of my favorite sayings is make it happen. Make it happen. It has to happen. Even if you got to come away from it for a moment, you got to go back and figure it out. Life is full of challenges and obstacles, and we have to embrace that as a part of the process. Because in refusing to accept that as a part of the process, you're actually hindering yourself from actually arriving at your goal. If you know that you're going to drive to California and you know there's different tolls that you have to pay, there's different roads and bridges that you have to cross, and some of the bridges are maybe distorted and they may not be in the best condition, or they may be bumpy, or they may cause the uncomfortability in the ride itself, but you know that this is the way that you have to go. What you have to do, the next thing that I want you to do is learn how to go through certain things with a positive perspective. I'm not saying that when you go through certain things, you got to be happy, smiley all the time. But just know that I have to go through this to get to that. Do you understand? Like, going through an issue to get to the other side is different from I'm just going through an issue and I'm going to be here for the rest of my life. No, this is a part of your journey. This is a part of the equation. This is a part of the 1 + 1. The 1 + 1, it's a lot of different things in there. And when you learn to try your best, and I'm not saying not to plan things, plan things out. The Bible tells us to count the costs. It says, write the vision and make it plain. Write it out. Let's see what we got before us. But what you write out, more times than not, is not going to be the final plan. That's just a draft. You're just giving yourself an idea, and you have different iterations and different revisions of your plan or where you're going. And for me, one of the most important things, I want to make sure that where I'm going is aligning with where God wants me to go. Because one of the worst things that you could do is try to get somewhere or be in a certain type of space, and that is not the space that God has called you to be in. Why is that so dangerous? Because now you're in a space, you lack the resources, you lack the support from God to help you to carry that thing through. And even if you do end up carrying it through and becoming, quote, unquote, successful, now you're there and you're feeling void. You're feeling an emptiness because it wasn't for you. One of my favorite verses in the Bible is, except the Lord build a house, they that labor in vain. Except the Lord build the house, they that labor in vain. I do not want to climb up a tree trying to get to the top, right? And finally getting to the top and realizing there's nothing there. There's nothing there to sustain me. There's nothing there to make me happy. But yet it took me 50 years to get up to the top. Come on. Your success has to be rooted and grounded in your purpose. And when you are grounded in your purpose, that's still, and I'm not saying you're not meeting challenges and obstacles. You will. It's a part of that process. It has to happen. One of the things that challenges and obstacles have taught me is how to be resilient, how to make things happen irrespective of the tools that or the tools that I've been given to do so. It makes you creative. It makes you trust in God. It makes you rely on God. It makes you calm down. Your anxiety kind of goes away because at the end of the day, that's my cat. At the end of the day, right, your focus have to be on where you're going. It has to be on where you're going. You're going to have obstacles. Now when I embark upon a project or anything of that nature, I'm like, okay, let me gird myself up because I know the problem is coming. Whether it's naysayers, whether it's just issues, it's something. It's going to be a series of somethings. And I'm okay with that. Make yourself be okay with that. Be okay with that. I am just grateful and I'm just appreciative that every single day every single day, we have an opportunity to get it together and bring ourselves into alignment. We have an opportunity to bring ourselves into alignment with where we're trying to go and what we're trying to do with our life. You have the opportunity every day. Every day you can start again. Even though you have obstacles, even though you're having these challenges, it's not the signal that you need to quit. It's not a signal that I need to give up. No, those challenges is really signals that you need to forge ahead. You need to forge ahead because you're on the right path. Because guess what? If you wasn't on the right path, there wouldn't be no challenges. A lot of people who you meet who have no challenges, they're not really going anywhere. Anybody that you meet that's great, anybody you meet that have come through or so many things, they have had challenges after challenges, but they have become professional. They have become adept at just looking those problems in the face and dealing with them and moving forward. So that's what I want. It's similar to this. It's similar to being on an airplane. And an airplane is, even though you could be sitting in the front in first class and you have to use the bathroom and you walk to the back to use the restroom, right? So you use the bathroom. But guess what? The plane has never stopped moving forward. The plane has never stopped moving forward. So even though you feel that you're going backward, it feels like you're going backward. But always move forward with that attitude that no matter what happens, I'm going to forge ahead. I am going to forge ahead no matter what happens. And that's how we have to be on this self-care journey. I thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate you. I'm honored that you are here with me to just listen and hear what we're sharing today. And if you like this video, just like it, subscribe, share it with somebody. And yeah, we're just going to keep moving forward. Just know that your self-care has to always come first no matter what. Even when you're failing, even when you're faltering and you see you're not doing it, just get back up and say, listen, I'm going to move forward. I'm moving forward. So I thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you. And yeah, until next time, until our next video, just remember that self-care is the best care. Later.